So this is the tutorial video for Prelude 6 in A major. Always look at your key signature first. Notice that we have 3 sharps. Also look at the stem direction. This might look a little scary because we've got a lot of notes, but it's really easy. All the up stem notes go to the right hand and all the down stem notes go to the left hand. So what you'll see in measure 1 is an A major chord with left hand playing G sharp, half step below. Same pattern continues in the second measure, G major chord with F sharp below. So A with a half step, A chord with a half step, and G with a half step. That pattern repeats softly in the second half of the line. So that what we have in the whole first line is this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I forgot to tell you about that note. So that half step pattern changes right here, doesn't it, at the end of the second measure. Okay, so let's watch that one more time. 2, 3, change. Then do it again, softly. 2, 3, change. The second measure is almost the same, except that we're going to just alternate within the measure between the A and the G chord for the first 2 measures. This looks complicated, but all it is telling you is that we have a G sharp in the left hand and a G natural in that chord. So left hand, keep your G sharp. Another thing I didn't mention, we've got G sharp in this measure, left hand changes to E in this measure. So let's watch that again from measure 5. Continuing on from there, always important to look at the stem directions in this piece. This kind of looks like it might be an E major chord. There's no D sharp though, right? Because we're in the key of A. So watch this. These first 3 notes are left hand notes. So here we go. Right, those 3 notes belong to the left hand, and the right hand is just still in its regular A position, just plays these 5 notes of an A triad. In the following measure, look at all these naturals. Everything is white now. Right? And remember not to go up to that E until you get to the next measure. So let's just look at the whole second line once from measure 5. We've got these 3 plus 5. Now I'm on to the third line. The pattern is really similar, but now we have second inversion chords instead of root position chords. So this is a C major chord in second inversion. On the keyboard it looks like this, with a half step below. And then in the following measure we have a B flat chord in first inversion. And then we have this same left hand descending by a second, going down a step at the end of this measure. So starting from the beginning of the third line, we have this, and then a different second inversion chord, still with a half step below. And that repeats in the second half of that line. Let's do that one more time. So this is the whole third line. And then similarly to the first 2 lines, we're going to now combine those 2 chords within one measure. And the left hand will just play those half steps below, going a third down here. So that looks like this. These 2 chords alternate with this. Then left hand changes. Let's do that one more time. And then if we look up at the music, you'll see now 5 left hand notes. So again, watching the down stems and the up stems will help you a lot. These 5, if we look at the keyboard, it's just a C major 5-finger pattern. And then the left hand has, or the right hand has these 3 notes. So left hand 5 plus right hand 3 looks like this. And then when you get to this C the second time, your left hand will join And what we have here in the left hand, let's just look at the keyboard for this, is just a D minor triad going back and forth. That happens a few times. And above that, the right hand is just going to add some block chords. These are called first inversion chords. And they look like this. At the end of that line, your right hand's going to kind of take over. So here's what the first line of the second page looks like. Here's my triad, step up. Now right hand takes over. In the second line, it's very similar. We're going to add 2 sharps to this pattern in the left hand. And while the left hand does that, we have these 2 triads in the right hand. They're still first inversion triads, but now they have sharps in them. So here's the first triad, which is here, and the second triad. And then the right hand takes over that step pattern. So starting from the beginning of the second line, then right hand takes over when the stems go up. Notice when you get to your thumb, here's where that's written. That's also the beginning of this return to the A section, return to the original pattern. So go down. And then this is actually the same. All of that is the same, right? So this is the same. We've got 3 left-hand notes and 5 right-hand notes. When you get to the 5th one, though, things will change. So watch carefully. 3 left-hand notes, 5 right-hand notes. Look, when I get to that 5th note, I have this first inversion triad. You already know that triad because you played it over here. So that's the same. And then we're going to kind of transition into this, a left hand, 5 left hand notes. Again, you can see those 5 down stems. The right hand takes over here. So on the keyboard, what that looks like is, here's an A major chord, and those last 5 notes starts on D. Don't forget your G sharp. Now I'll play the whole piece for you. And this is another piece that can go pretty fast when you have it. So I'll kind of talk you through it as I play, but you can play much faster than this when you get comfortable. So I start with A, go down, down on 4, repeat softly, down on 4. Now alternate, left hand down, 3 plus 5 right hand, all natural. Now second inversion, down, down on 4, softly repeat, down, down on 4, alternate, left hand down, left hand 5 plus right hand 3, do it again. Now left hand D minor, right hand first inversion, right hand take over when the stems go up, add 2 sharps, sharp here, right hand take over, back to the original, down on 4, repeat softly, down on 4, alternate, down left hand, 3 plus 5, now find that first inversion chord, 5 plus 3, A major, D with a G sharp,